Hello everyone, welcome to Deepti's biology class. In last class we have covered the development of dicot embryo. So here we are starting with the development of monocot embryo. Right? Now this is the zygote which is diploid in nature, and what happens, this undergo division. Here the division is in such a way that one cell divide into two, and out of these two cell one cell undergo division faster. So we will see a stage of three cell, which means in case of dicot it was one cell divide to two, then four, that way it was there, right? But in this case what happens, one cell divides, as a result we will get a three celled stage, and this three cell stage consists of, this cell is the terminal cell, this one is the basal cell, and this cell is the middle cell. Now here is a difference when you compare with this another that means the previous type of division. What was there? There was only terminal cells and basal cells, but here we have a middle cell also. Now you have to remember one thing. In case of this monocot embryo, this basal cell do not undergo further division, and whatever parts need to be formed as embryo is formed from this terminal cell as well as middle cell. Now this terminal cell after successive division is going to become cotyledon. Now this middle cell, you can see this green colored cell, this part is going to become the plumule, radicle, all those parts which were there, that means the part of root, shoot, whatever is supposed to develop, embryo, everything is going to develop from this particular middle cell. So what happens, the same cell is here. So what is this one? This is the cotyledon, and this portion is going to become what it is going to become. This is going to become the future shoot, root, all those structures it is going to become, right? Now after that, the basal cell which we have drawn in yellow color, that is going to, we can say just suspensor, everything is going to form from here only. This cell remain as it is. After a particular time, what are we going to get is that, this means after successive division, you have to locate based on the color, right? This part, that means the cotyledon is, that portion which is supposed to be cotyledon in future is going to become the cotyledon. So this is the almost structure of the monocot embryo, which consists of a cotyledon. This cotyledon is very thin, having limited reserve food material. So we call this cotyledon as scutellum. So what is scutellum? Scutellum is the thin paper-like cotyledon which is present in case of monocot embryo. Now this portion, we can say this is the suspensor portion, right? This much, that is the green colored structure which we have drawn here. After number of division, what happens, this point is termed as the embryonal axis. Now embryonal axis is followed by, what can we see is that, let me take another color. Now we can see there is this portion, right? This much portion I am talking about. Now this portion consists of the top region, this region. This part is called coleoptile, and this portion we call it as coleorhiza. Coleoptile and coleorhiza. Now this coleoptile actually covers this portion, that is the plumule, and coleorhiza is the covering of a below layer. This layer is termed as radicle. Hope you got an idea now. What is radicle and what is plumule we know, right? Plumule is going to become future shoot, radicle is going to become future root. So we can say that the suspensor region is going to have, or this embryo is going to have, this much we can, this entire structure is the embryo, right? This embryo consists of radicle and plumule, radicle and plumule. Radicle is covered by a layer called coleorhiza. Plumule is covered by a layer we call it as coleoptile. or else you can, in another way you can say that the plumule in case of monocote we call it as coleoptile, but actually what it is a sheet or a covering which comes over the plumule. What is plumule? Which is going to become the shoot in future. Now what will be there below plumule? This portion is termed as epicotyle, and below the radicle there will be hypocotyle. I am not labeling here, just you can understand this portion below the plumule we call it as hypocotyle. No, just this portion below the radicle is termed as hypocotyle, and this is epicotyle. And what is this point we call it as? This point is actually the embryonal axis. So how it was in case of dicot? In dicot we have seen there is an embryonal axis, then point of attachment, two cotyledons were there. If you remember, this was the structure, this was the plumule, this was the radicles, these were the cotyledons, but it is monocote. So where is the cotyledon? This is the cotyledon, we call it as scutellum. Why do we call it as scutellum? Because it is very thin paper like structures having very less reserved food. Now this structure, if we want to conclude after all this, now if you look at this particular one, you can see this is the basal cell which remain as it is, right? And this structure which I have drawn here is actually the suspensor. And what this much is? This much is actually our embryo. This is the embryo. Embryo consists of these many parts. Now this is the final structure, we can say. This is the cotyledon. What do we call this cotyledon? We call it as scutellum. And then what else will be there? There will be coleoptile, and here will be coleorhiza. What actually coleoptile covers? Coleoptile covers the plumule, and coleorhiza covers the radicle. And what is this structure? This is actually the embryonal axis, and here will be the epicotyle, there will be the hypocotyle, and this much structure together we call it as the embryo. Now let's see how actually it is placed within the seed or whatever it is, right? So suppose if we are talking about the wheat, let you can understand from this one. Here we have placed our monocote embryo, and this consists of an outer layer or a sheet of layer will be there, and this is filled, this layer is called aleuron layer, and this layer is rich in protein. This layer is rich in protein, and in this one there will be starch. So endosperm is there, right? So aleuron layer consists of protein endosperm, and this inner layer is having this starchy endosperm. So we know that there is endosperm, right? So if you look at this diagram, you can understand this complete structure is going to become what it is going to become. We are talking about the zygote, right? This is going to become this structure. Now there is endosperm also. We have seen a type of endosperm development. Now this endosperm, within the endosperm there will be this embryo. Now this endosperm which act as food, having an outer layer called aleuron layer which has protein, and an inner layer which consists of starch, right? Starchy endosperm. Now where is our embryo? Now this is our embryo which is developed. Now why do we call this scutellum? Even though it has very less food, why do we call it as food giving cotyledon? Why do we give it as cotyledon, right? Cotyledon support the embryo. Now you have to understand one thing, how this embryo is going to develop. Embryo will utilize all the reserved food which are there in this cotyledon. Now what happened? This starch and all other material first will come to cotyledon, that pass through this middle layer. There is a layer of separation, right? All these things passes through this layer and reaches to the cotyledon. From the cotyledon only it goes to the embryo. So understand, from the cotyledon, all the reserved food material will be used up by this growing embryo. After that, what happens? All these protein, starch, whatever it is there, it will come to the cotyledon first. Then from the cotyledon, it will go to the embryo. Right? So we say that cotyledon provides the food. Even though there is limited food, cotyledon keep giving the food. But you understand, whatever is available in the original cotyledon will be used up, and remaining food material will be coming to the cotyledon first, then it will be going to the embryo. So please learn the types of embryogeny, which are they? Monocot and dicot embryogeny. So make note out of this one. Hope you have understood. Keep learning.